Welcome to Alvernia Live Chat. We are live across Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm the dietitian for today. My name is Aileen, and I'm dietitian at Mount Alvernia Hospital. I'm really glad you have taken out time during your lunch hour to join our session. Today, the topic is on doing everything but the scale won't budge. I'll be sharing and answering your questions about diet and weight management. Leave any questions you have in the chat function and I'll do my best to get to it today. Let's start with some questions we have received before today. So I have a question from Amy. Ask about, is it a must to skip carbo in order to lose weight? Alright, so for these questions, I would say carbo is the first thing that everyone will tend to skip when it comes to weight management. But actually, you do not need to skip your carbo. I wouldn't encourage you all to skip any of the food groups in order for you to achieve your weight management. A well-balanced diet is still very important because otherwise if you skip a certain food groups, right, when you try to reintroduce after you have achieved your weight goal, you will observe there's a rapid weight gain afterwards, right? So still, the very important thing is to eat according to the healthy plate concept when you try to lose weight, and make sure the portion is well controlled. So overall, it's still the portion that matters, and calorie for the whole day that matters as well, right? So we will want you to have your good portion of your carbo, which can come from your rice, your bread, your wholemeal biscuit, or even your starchy veggie like your potato, corn kind of food. Then after that, a quarter of your plate should be filled with lean protein. So it can be fish, it can be tofu, it can be chicken, or if you want lean beef or lean meat, that would be fine as well. Half of the plate should be filled with fiber-rich food, that will be your veggie, and also your fruits. So aiming this kind of plate for your weight management, it doesn't only make sure that you get enough nutrients to support your bodily function, but at the same time, you got the satiety to support you for the whole day to do your activities, and it is more manageable and more sustainable in the long run. I hope it answered the questions. Yeah. While waiting for more people to join and more questions to come in, I think I can share more about the healthy plate concept first. Alright, so why would dietitian always tell you you have to eat a balanced diet even though you want to lose weight? That's because if let's say you skip a certain food group, it is not very sustainable in long run. For example, if you tend to skip carbo, if later on you will want to reintroduce, then your body cells will start to absorb all the water that will be coming in. Then that is when you will get your yo-yo effect, you will get the weight regain. Alright, then if let's say you skip carbo, you are missing your fiber because you are getting your whole grains from there, you are getting your vitamin B from there as well. So if you are skipping a certain food groups, you may be at risk of certain nutrient deficiency that will make you feel lethargic and etc. So we don't really recommend you all to skip a certain food group to achieve your weight goal. Alright, I have a second question coming in. Does hormone imbalance really affect the weight? And is there any diet recommended for people with hormone imbalance? Right, so this is a very big topic, right? For hormone imbalance, there are many different kinds of hormone imbalance, but the one that will actually affect your weight is things like your Cushing syndrome, where you have high levels of cortisol. The other one that I see is menopause, alright, and as well as your thyroid issue. You have low level of thyroid, which is called a hypothyroidism. So these are the three main ones that will affect weight and can cause weight gain, because most of it will lower your metabolic rate, that makes you to have issue with losing your weight. But at the same time, there isn't any specific diet that can help you with hormone imbalance. So you will still need to visit your doctor or any healthcare professional in order to get this condition resolved. So you may need pills, you may need injection, you may even need surgery to help you with improving these symptoms. Yeah. Then from Facebook, we have a question from Agnes. I won't be able to prepare my own lunch on work days. Are there any food court or hawker food options that can support my weight management goals? Okay, that's one. Our government has a very good initiative from Health Promotion Board. So they do have this healthier dining program if you have ever spotted it at coffee shop or hawker or even food court, right? So during your when you are having your outside food, right? If you are going for those hawker food or food court, you can easily spot that triangle, the healthy pyramid. Then they will have this lower in calories logo there. For example, your Yong Tau Fu, they will have a healthier, the lower calorie symbol. And also, if I'm not wrong, like fishball noodle soup kind of thing, they will also have the lower calorie symbol. So these are something that you can look out for when you are going out for your lunch. The other thing is always, if possible, okay, to really follow the healthy plate concept when you eat out. So something that you can consider is the easiest one, the cai fan, right? The economical rice. So if let's say you ask for less rice, and if red rice or brown rice is available at the store, then you will just ask for it. Then for the protein part, you will ask for the non-fried one. So you can have your stir-fried chicken or even tofu with mince as your protein. Try not to order the curry chicken, which is quite high in fats that will cause weight gain if let's say you take it frequently in excessive amount. Then after that, you will have your 2 portions of veggie from the store, and preferably it will be the non-starchy veggie and non-deep fried. Alright, so by following that plate concept, and definitely don't ask for extra gravy. So don't add your braised gravy, don't add your curry gravy, because those are additional calories which will hinder your progress for weight loss. Alright, so this is the simple example of what you can do when you're trying to eat out but want to manage your weight. Okay? Okay, so another question from Instagram, Matthew. Is fast food really that sinful, or does some type of fast food give you a balanced diet? Okay, they do have healthier fast food options available now because people are getting more health conscious. So from what I observed, right, they do have lower calorie options for you to choose from if you do want a fast food, or if that's the only available options at your place. If I'm not wrong, they have this salad bowl with chicken breast. Yeah, so that is something that you can go for. But if you do really want to have your fast food, don't worry, you can still have it. Because for weight management, what we want is we don't want to deprive your pleasure of eating, because that won't be sustainable. Alright, so it is still very important that you enjoy your occasional treat on and off in small portion, in controlled portion. Alright, so if you do want your fast food, go for it. Alright, but maybe you control it like once a month kind of frequency. And what you can do the most is really you remove the skin of the fried chicken that you are trying to eat, or probably you just cut half of the skin if you want it. Then instead of ordering a fries, then you order a corn cup, for example. And if possible, if let's say you are having a burger, then just ask them to give you more veggie and don't get the dressing. These are some ways that you can reduce the calories of the overall fast food set, as well as getting more fiber in your diet. Okay? So for those who just joined us, welcome to Alvernia Live Chat. I'm Aileen, a dietitian at Mount Alvernia Hospital. Today I'll be sharing and answering your questions about diet and weight management. And our topic for today is, despite doing everything, your weight won't budge. So leave any question you have in the chat function and I will do my best to get to it today. Okay, we do have a question coming from Instagram here. I am vegetarian and sometimes struggle to get enough protein. What are some local foods I can eat more of? Okay, so I think many people choose to be vegetarian nowadays, more and more people, because there are a lot of studies out there saying vegetarian diet is good for your heart health, you can do weight management with your vegetarian diet, which is true because we do get rid of some of the higher saturated fats kind of food in our diet, so it is good for your heart health. But at the same time, most of the vegetarian diet or most of the people who are on vegetarian diet, they always forget about their protein. They just focus on their veggie, they just focus on their grains and fruits. So protein is the very important part to support your muscle, to support your immune system. So some of the protein, the plant-based protein food sources is really your soy protein, which is actually a complete protein. Alright, so soy protein is your tofu, edamame, tau kwa, tempeh. So those are the things that you can look out for. Then some other plant-based protein will be your lentils or beans, like this kind, like red beans or chickpeas. Alright, or even the Indian dal is also your source of protein. Then your pumpkin seeds, your peanuts, so all the nuts and seeds are also your sources of protein. Right, so it isn't very hard to get enough protein in your diet when you're on a vegetarian diet. And if you are allowed to have, or if you can take milk, like the dairy products and egg, those are also a good source of complete protein for you. Alright, so you just have to plan accordingly and make more conscious effort in ensuring you get enough protein. So your day can be, you start off with your toast with peanut butter, which peanut butter is a good source of protein for you already. Then your lunch, it can be just you just get from your vegetarian store a brown rice with veggie and also your tau kwa for your protein. Then tea break, you just get your soya milk, the unsweetened one or lower sugar one, which is a good protein source as well. Then dinner, you just go to the nearby maybe like Indian store to get your rice plus your veggie and also the dal to get your protein as well. So it is not that difficult to achieve your protein requirement with that. Yeah, but just have to plan appropriately. Yeah. Okay, and what type of foods do you suggest to eat when I'm stressed? Low-fat ice cream or frozen yogurt? Okay. Alright. Stress eating is something quite common in working adults especially, or even in students who are doing exams and stuff like that. Yeah, so stressful eating is something very common nowadays. I would say try not to go for food when you are stressed, because that is the period that we will tend to overeat and would choose those that is high in sugar, high in fats kind of snacks to satisfy our craving. So if it's okay, then you will just go for something to, for example, a meditation, a yoga, right, or something to distract you from eating. But if let's say eating snacks is something that really can help you to relieve your stress a bit, then that is when you need to practice your mindful eating and get some healthier snacks. So for example, your plain low-fat yogurt with fruits is something that you can go for, rather than you have your high sugar, high fat ice cream or chocolate or chips as your snacks options. Then when practicing mindful eating, if you do really want your chips, your chocolate, so probably what you can do is portion control. You just portion out a small portion on your plate or in your container first. Then you savor every bite of it, taste it properly before you gallop everything down. Right, so those are some tips for you to deal with stressful eating when you really have to do it. Alright. Okay, another question. Is there any dietary strategies for menopause? Okay, I just attended a course about the menopause, so I think it's time for me to share what I have learned from the session as well. Okay, so for menopause, because like what I say, it's actually a hormone imbalance stage as well. So many women will start to notice they have weight gain during this period of time because their metabolic rate is lower as well. Right? So this is especially when we really need to eat a well-balanced diet in controlled portion, as well as increase your physical activity level to prevent you from gaining more weight. Alright, so maybe this period of time, what we want to focus on is prevent any additional weight gain if we couldn't really lose weight. Alright, and we don't want any excessive weight gain during this period. That also shows that if you have something like a soy, products in your diet that may alleviate some of the symptoms of menopause, but the evidence is not so much there yet. It is still mainly the hormone replacement therapy and stuff that will help you with managing your menopause symptoms. Yeah. Any more questions coming in? Yes? Okay, so yeah, we got it from another one on IG by Life. Okay, it's a bit hard to pronounce. Okay, so what are your views on seed oils? They are known to be harmful but are found in virtually all cooked foods from outside. Okay, this is a very interesting topic. Okay, so I do see a lot of articles or like posts on the harmful effects of seed oil, because I think they mention it is because they are high in the omega-6 fatty acids, right? And those are pro-inflammatory that will cause inflammation in your body. But in fact, if we look at it in overall, all right, it is still a healthier oil compared to if you are getting your high saturated fats oil like your palm oil or even your coconut oil, because those are the ones that is proven to increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. Yeah. So and if in comparison to all the fast food or ultra processed food out there, which is higher in the omega-6 fatty acids, because for the inflammation thing, we will need to look at the ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, right? So in your diet, we still want a balanced diet with a good amount of omega-3 fatty acids in there. Then when you are using all these omega-6, slightly higher omega-6 fatty acids kind of seed oils, it won't actually affect your overall health status. Yeah, so you don't need to worry so much. So about the omega-3, we want to aim for about 2 servings of the omega-3 rich food every week. So that's about palm size of your salmon or tuna fish or even sardine, right? So twice a week, good enough for you. Okay. Another question, well, very long question from on Facebook. Okay, so let me read it out. In the past, I was able to lose weight by simply reducing my starch intake and having salads for lunch a couple of times a week. Lately, even though I've been following the same approach, I have noticed that my energy levels are lower and my weight isn't responding the way it used to be. Why might this be happening, and how can I improve my approach? Would joining a weight management program help in this case? Okay, so this is exactly like what I have shared with you just now at the start, right? If let's say you cut down a certain food group too much, you won't see a long-term effect, because most of the studies that look at a low carbohydrate diet, they found it actually works for the first 3 months or first 6 months. It does reduce your weight drastically, right? You have rapid weight loss, but after that the effect actually slows down and you don't see much difference between a very low carbohydrate diet and also an overall calorie deficit well-balanced diet in weight management. So that is why we don't encourage you all to go for a very extreme kind of diet when you're trying to lose weight. And would joining a weight management program? Yes. Indeed, because sometimes you do need a professionals in helping you, instead of saying helping, but maybe working along with you to plan out what you need to do and to make sure that everything is on track. Because sometimes we just need that motivation, we just need that guidance to let us know what exactly is wrong with my diet, what do I need to do more, or what I shouldn't be continue doing, right? So a weight management program that involves dietitian will help. And just let me do an advertisement here if possible. We do have a weight management program currently running. We are collaborating with our physicians and also our physiotherapists. So it's really a well-rounded weight management program. It depends on which package you sign as well. So sometimes, right, weight management is not as easy as what we thought. Like we reduce our food intake, we increase our exercise, then that will help with weight loss. Sometimes we do need medications to come in if let's say you have reached a set point, right? So sometimes you may find I have done everything, I have reduced a lot of my calories, I have increased my physical activity level a lot, but my weight still won't drop. So that is probably the time when the medications that can come in. So that is when you need a doctor, a physician to help you to determine whether you do really need that medication to help you with your weight management progress. Yeah, so if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to us. You can call us, you can email us to get more information on this. Okay. Yeah, so my team just promised me I have to say hi to new joiners. Okay, so for those who just joined us, welcome to Alvernia live chat. I am Aileen, the dietitian at Mount Alvernia Hospital. I'm really glad that you have taken time out during your lunch hour to join our conversation today. So leave any questions you have in the chat function and I will do my best to get to it. A question from TikTok. I have PCOS and struggling with weight loss. Any tips? Okay, so yes, so PCOS is another thing that usually we heard from our patients that they are having issue with this and they are having weight problem, right? And because PCOS, it does increase your chance of insulin resistance, which is a state that it may promote fat storage. That's why it causes you to make it harder to lose your weight. So you really need a planned diet and also increase your overall exercise or physical activity level to help you with your weight management. Yeah, so I would strongly advise you, if let's say you do try out a lot of different methods to lose weight but still unsuccessful, do reach out to any dietitians for more detailed, more tailored care plan to help you with reaching your weight goal. Okay, then another one from June. The weight keeps bouncing back after I stop my low carbs diet. Yes, okay, this is another one. So at the start, I have already explained the importance of a well-balanced diet than to go on an extreme diet, because that is exactly what happens after you have stopped a certain diet. Okay, so always, so this is now where you can really introduce a small portion of your, you can introduce your carbs back, but in overall you will still need to increase your physical activity level to increase the energy expenditure in order for you to continue your weight loss goal. And what do I do when I reach weight plateau? This is the time you need more patience, right? It may go up to few months that you will still remain at this stage. At this stage, what we can do really is to build up your muscle, to increase your metabolic rate, to help you with achieving your weight loss goal. Alright, and at the same time, you may want to relook at your diet, whether there's any part that is missing or whether there's any part that you can further improve on. Is it because I have actually cut down too much? Because sometimes when we go below our basal metabolic rate, our body will sense that, okay, I actually need to stop. I actually need to start to keep everything that I'm eating now and store as fat, because it's another starvation state for me again. So this is when we really need to exercise more and build up our muscle in order to increase our metabolic rate to help you with continuing the weight loss. Okay, then yeah, so I have answered that part. Hopefully it clarifies. Alright, then another one, I have friends who have been recommended weight management supplements from legit retail pharmacies. These pills supposedly boost metabolism and suppress appetite. Do they pose a danger to health? And my friend also take lean up, another question which is kind of similar, so I'll just answer it at one go. My friend also take lean up supplement from online to increase metabolism rate. Will that help? Alright, so regarding these supplements, from a dietitian perspective and from many evidence out there, we wouldn't encourage any supplements to help you with weight loss if it is not prescribed by your doctor or your physicians. Alright, so don't get anything online. Don't just buy it from anywhere without consulting a healthcare professional, because it might pose health risks to you. And many of the supplements out there that claim to be helping you with weight loss, it could be laxative. So it helps you to pass up, to clear your bowel. Then you may notice weight loss because you are losing your hydration, you are losing water, which is very fast. You can see rapid weight loss from that. But it isn't a good way, because once you stop that, or once you eat more, you will start to regain that weight, because it's really just water. Alright, and another thing is also to increase metabolism rate, right? So far, I don't see any scientific evidence on this, because it is still overall your body composition, your muscle, that will help you to increase your metabolic rate rather than a certain supplement that claims to help with it. Yeah. Alright. Whoa, it's already 12:56. We have just 5 minutes left to our time today. I can take 1 or 2 more questions, so feel free to leave your comments here. Alright. And then anything else that you all want to chat with me? Alright. Oh, okay. There's a question saying, oh, interested in our weight management program. Okay, so how long is the session, and is it a one-time or multiple sessions program? Okay, so our session, we do have 3 different tiers. So for the very basic one, it will be a group session where we will have 3 nutrition sessions and 3, if I'm not wrong, it's 3 2 or 3 exercise sessions with our physiotherapists. Yeah, and then each session can go up to 1 hour or up to 2 hours, depends on how's the group vibe is. Yeah, then there will be individual sessions as well. Then you will have a few dietitian sessions, physiotherapy session, as well as a doctor consultation, and see whether you will need your meal replacement to help you with losing weight, or is it that is when the medication like Orlistat or like semaglutide that comes in to help you with your weight management. Yes, so it's a multiple session, it's not a one-off session, don't worry. We'll guide you all along. Yeah. Okay, so there's a very cute question, because we are talking about mainly about weight loss, but I do have a friend here to tell me her friends told her that she is too skinny. So how to increase weight and still eat healthy? That's a very good question. Okay, so because we have been looking at weight loss most of the time, but we do have people out there who is struggling with being too skinny, underweight, and they will want to gain more weight. So I would say we will still follow the healthy plate concept, but you'll have bigger portions of every food groups. Alright, so for example, the usual one, it may be just 1 palm size of the lean protein in each meal. Then this is when, for those who want to increase their weight, you can have 1.5 or up to 2 palm size. Alright, then for your rice group, the rice and alternative food groups, then you may want to have slightly more than this amount in your overall diet. So that is what we can do. Or something that you can consider is really having a frequent meal. So after if let's say you couldn't finish a big meal at one go, then it's really 2 hours later, 3 hours later, have your tea break. Right? So those tea break, you can focus on having your high protein, high energy kind of snack. For example, your dairy products, or just a toast with cheese. Alright, or it can be just a slice of French toast, which is slightly higher in fats because it will do some pan frying on it, so it kind of increase the overall energy content of that snack. Or you can, the easiest one is something like your meatball, which is higher in fat, higher in calories, higher in protein, right? So those are some steps that you can go on. Yeah, so we are ending. Thanks for joining us today. I had a lot of fun answering all the questions everyone has. So in case you missed any sections, we will post some of the highlights of today's session on our social media. So do follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook to get all the highlights of today's sessions. And if you do have any specific questions or need specialized advice, feel free to reach out to us at Mount Alvernia Hospital. See you again.